Hello, everyone. The African Democratic Congress (ADC) issued an ultimatum to Peter Obi and other opposition coalition members to resign from their current parties and fully join ADC as the coalition's platform for 2027 Nigeria election. This stems from a caucus meeting to unify opposition. No specific, according to Grok, no specific deadline was given. And then the Obidient movement, of course, has replied. Obidient movement led by Unisa Tanko, the national coordinator. So for me, I'm a little bit sort of like, how do I put it? I won't say I'm worried, but I'm like, what's going on? Where is this ultimatum coming from? First of all, the ADC was adopted for 2027, and in part of the consultation and the conversation that we had is that there are certain elections that are going to take place, which all the different respective parties, candidates, those that are part of this whole, it's not even a merger, part of this whole coalition, the leaders of the coalition. One of the things that they have ensured is that they're going to round up all their elections. For example, Anambra state election is coming up. People already have candidates in there. There was a by-election, that took place. And so when they finish wrapping this up, and that's going to be towards the end of 2026, and as you go into 2027, then they are not going to be fully focused on ADC. So hearing that there's an ultimatum out there, I'm like, who is bringing up this ultimatum to the extent that they're making it even public? Where is this coming from? And is it that they didn't remember where the journey that they've been on, or some of the agreements that are made, and all of that? Beyond that also is to say ADC at this moment has no business giving anybody ultimatum. First of all, people are asking what is it about the zoning. I'm seeing people who, when it was during Edo election, they were so adamant that it had to be Edo Central that produces a governor, because they've never produced a governor. We are like, let's get a competent candidate. No, it has to be zoning. So all of a sudden, when it comes to national destiny, they are no longer talking zoning. They are talking, oh, anybody can. How can anybody can? If you say we'll do zoning, let's be doing the zoning now. At least in the presidency, we know this is the time that it's been. They'll do it in the north, they do it in the south. This is the time that is the south. Let ADC cannot just come and say that, oh, there's no longer going to be any zoning anymore. So anyhow, you continue to have it. Then before you know what's happening, it will be what certain part of the country only that will be producing, a president and all of that. Let ADC do the right thing and actually zone it to the south also. For those things, that is the norm that has been followed. Right now, the presidency is supposed to come from the south. The south is the time of the south to do it. Let them zone it to there. By 2031, it will come back to the north, and then let the north produce a competent candidate. Right now, let south produce that competent candidate. Those are conversations that they should be having, instead of all of these ultimatum that are flying. But anyway, let us look at the statement from the Obidient movement, and this is released by the national coordinator of the Obidient movement worldwide, and he did it under his X handle. It says, press release, ultimatum to Mr. Peter Obi by the African Democratic Congress (ADC). Our attention has been drawn to the recent statement released by the African Democratic Congress (ADC) concerning the resolutions of the coalition and our role within it. We wish to restate our position clearly. While we remain fully committed to the vision of the coalition and acknowledge the adoption of the ADC as a coalition platform, it is on record that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi aligned with the coalition's position after the Anambra State governorship election extended to the 2027 general election. This adoption and pronouncement were made publicly by the party. We are therefore concerned as to why the resolution is not being altered midway into the agreement. You see, I've not even read this statement. I'm just reading this statement now. From the first time that I saw, that was exactly the same thing that I said. So for me, I'm like, what's going on? What games are you guys playing? It was agreed that it's after all this election that they will not fully, it is for 2027, it is not for this election going on. And that's why when you keep some people say that, oh, Mr. Peter Obi, is he in Labour Party? Has he left Labour Party? No, he's still in Labour Party. And this is, what is going on. So the statement continues and says, His Excellency Peter Obi, as a leader with broad constituency, has always taken time to consult widely before making major political decisions. He did so before joining the coalition, and he must also do so before responding to any ultimatum. As the Obidient movement, be part of the main consulting bloc, we are particularly concerned about how the party intends to zone its presidential ticket. Considering that the presidency is currently held by the South, issues of equity and fairness must guide such decisions if the party truly aims to secure victory in the 2027 election. We are equally interested in how the party zones its principal offices within the coalition, as this will ensure justice, fairness, and inclusivity, factors that will enable us to mobilize effectively across the country. It must be emphasized that His Excellency Peter Obi is not desperate to be president of Nigeria. His ultimate mission is to see Nigeria work, to lift people out of poverty, to improve the economy, education, healthcare, and security. These were the reasons he joined the coalition in the first place, targeted towards good governance, which are the core values of the Obidient movement. And this is signed Dr. Yunusa Tanko, National Coordinator of the Obidient movement worldwide. There is someone who, whenever a statement is made, what he tries to do is that he puts all of it in like an infographic. He just puts it into infographic in a way that it becomes very easy, for people to understand. Not everybody is good in reading statements, reading and all of that. Some people will just get, we just picture it. So it says, position on ultimatum to Mr. Peter Obi, align with coalition after governorship election, must consult widely before responding, 2027 election, equity and fairness in presidential ticket, justice and inclusivity in principal office, mission to see Nigeria work, poverty, economy, education, healthcare are the things that Mr. Peter Obi wants to focus on. So they just put this in an infographic, that is very simple. But I think as I round up, it's to say, I don't know what's going on, why ADC is deciding at this moment to be giving some kind of ultimatum when it was clearly stated before this coalition, everything was put together, that look, different people were going to focus on their parties and round up all the elections that were on, and this coalition is towards 2027. So for them to be bringing this in now, I really don't know what it is. But the second thing also for everyone is to say, where is that zoning going to come from? The ADC cannot say that it's not interested in zoning, or things should just go like that. No, there must be structure. If zoning is what I am one that feel, zoning, it's not one thing that I'm really particularly interested in, but on this one, I would say there needs to be a need for that zoning, so that you get, since that's what it's been happening all this while, you get it from the south, you get it from the north, you get it from the kind of complexities that Nigeria has. If we don't insist on something like this, almost like having that federal character that is put in place to ensure that some people don't dominate too much and some people are not marginalized too much. So ADC need also to stand up and have the lever to ensure that they have this conversation instead of talking about ultimatum.